Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 30th of December. Let's get right to it because we are, well, relatively at the highs here. We're just about to open here. Seconds from now was a delay in getting my charts to pop back up properly after doing all the reconfigurations for next year's indicators. But they're up and going, and I've been posting. You can see we're well below the red line on DOC. We're moving up continually into the extreme areas. Might as well look at it from a daily opus. We ended up with the X-Hawk, and that took it at 37. So might as well look at the performance report for year-end review. So not bad. It was a whopping 66% for the year. No complaints there. 6% gain on it, right near the equity highs. It got a little convoluted because we had a lot of little ups and down moves within this year's trade on the daily, but where we really killed it was, well, you all know because we've been covering it on a regular basis, this 50K. From the previous ones, the sellout, we had a little bit of the dip. It liked it again for a Momo trade here on the little bit of the softness, and this program just absolutely, well, just destroyed everything for the year. Let's see if we get this to give us the correct reading. Wait, let me just close it and reopen it again. All right, here it goes. We're at a 1.66 profit factor. Yeah, it's a little over 1.2 for the total time period from the 4 years, but the reality of that, well, if we look at the performance graph, you can see this has just been stellar here in this last period. And from a return standpoint, through the roof, 71% gain off of total equity. Fantastic on only 46% profitable, 144 trades. So nearly 100 trades more than the general program, and a profit factor here of over 2, which really improved the generics of it. If we look at the primary summary again there, we're currently in this trade right now. It's well, just slightly ahead as the market. It's probably going to ebb back and forth here as we close out or get ready for the end of the run. But what a spectacular performance it's been, and very excited when we're able to convert to where we have also really solid short trades in there. Still been adjusting some of the language in it to really, I wanted to only think about engaging after it's created a sell and that it doesn't violate any new buy configuration that comes in, because we know that we can get some soft sell signals that come through that are just momentary before a turnaround, and it's been a work in trying to create the best mix, I guess is the easiest way to describe it, as opposed to keeping two separate programs, one for short and one for long. But still exciting stuff, and been a phenomenal year in general. The NQ, likewise, everything same situation. Easy to tell when that's going to change. From a euro standpoint, of course, that's continuing to be a strong bolster here as we see a little bit of inflation pick up, and I think there's this general feeling of stability within the euro that it might be able to regroup. It's at the upside of the range, which helps the S&P from a broader context. This is the one to watch, the oil breakout moving up towards the highs. This is going to be something that we're going to be following now very closely, because this is your early inflation factor, coupled with also what we would expect to see a spike in gold, which we have in fact from these P3 pivots that we saw before, and the buy signals that came from that one. And sure enough, so that really, we're now actually at the high range of what we've been seeing for gold since going back to the beginning of November. So definitely peak from that area. From our 5K standpoint, we had that big run up. We had a bunch of positive extremes that needed to get filled right back within this range over here, and even a little bit lower from these early ones over on the side right there that were taken out just before. And you can see as we've opened here a little bit, we're starting to come back into them. So those are the new ranges within that, and not a surprise. I would expect us to be fairly, we could see actually a little bit of an increase in volume pickup as we get a year-end rollover from a variety of sources. Indicator renewals have been sent out, and they're all set for sending out for the new year. Given the change of decade and everything, is a little more complicated than just your standard turnaround. But I think we're going to have just as exciting 2020 as we did 2019, and I think that our volatility certainly is going to increase as we start moving into election time in that. So it's going to be an exciting adventure, and I think we're going to have a good time exploring it, and the indicators certainly are going to read everything that is about to happen. So all exciting. As always, though, I will update the Skype chat. I've already put up a bunch of stuff on the charts, and certainly available for you to review those previous ones if you've missed anything, and a good opportunity to get ready for the new year. As always, though, trade well, and I will certainly have us another video for the final day of the year as we get towards the first holiday and resume again back on the second. Trade well.